My childhood was filled with toys. My parents realized to keep me entertained, they had to purchase for myself and my brother and my sister action figures. You're probably wondering what kind of action figures I had as a lad in the early 80s. I'm that old. The first action figures I had were Masters of the Universe, He-Man. Who had these toys?
Just watching.
Just watching. So you can see here, these toys were about that big. Did they keep me entertained? Yes, for about 2 weeks. What's wrong with them? These toys can only do this.
Mm-hmm.
And this. So when there are two toys fighting, they can't actually punch. Right? They have to hit somebody like this. Nah. You can't fight like that. You're going to lose. I stated my displeasure to my parents, so they purchased me more toys. What else? Sectors. Who had these toys? Nobody, I know. These toys were awesome. Why? These were insects combined into action figures. Allow me to elaborate it further. You can see here, there's an insect there, insect here. That seems rather big. What's the purpose? Purpose is this. Your hand can go underneath.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh, and your fingers can control the mouth. Chomp, 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 chomp. So if you see a bad guy, you can bite him. When I was 4 years old, my sister, she was a bad guy. And she got hit. These figures were about that big. A little bigger than He-Man. They were better too because the sectors can actually bend forward. Like that. And their knees were able to move.
Oh.
This is important. Their arms, though, could still only do this.
Mm.
They couldn't do that. Another issue. Sectors came with these weapons and shields. Each character had a shield, a sword, and guns. What happened? I wanted to show off. I took them to school, kindergarten. This would have been May 1986. I brought them into the recess playground. What happens? My friends lost all of them.
Oh.
My brother still doesn't know to this very day. Next, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're progressing into the 1980s. Who had these toys?
Oh.
These toys were immensely popular. When I was in a store, I heard a lady say, there isn't a toy line that doesn't have the turtles on it. She's right. We had comic books, video games, action figures. These action figures were owned by my friends in school. I only got 2 of them. Why? They're not that good. What's wrong with them? For one thing, they can't bend forward. Previously, with the sectors' knees were able to move. They can't.
Mm.
Their arms were doing this. Very slowly. So having a fight with other toys, this couldn't happen. And the weapons, they barely fit in these hands. So even if you were having an imaginary fight, the swords, the nunchucks would just fall out. Voltron. Who had these toys?
Yeah.
Really? My brother and I, we managed to persuade our parents to purchase this for us in 1987. Why? We never saw the cartoon. I never knew there was a cartoon until the mid-2000s, thanks to the internet.
Really?
What? Yeah, I had no idea. I also didn't have cable TV. Oh, information overload. However, we were cognizant that if you purchased all 5, you can put them together to make a super robot. Awesome.
Mm.
With this robot, we terrorized the cat. The cat didn't appreciate it. Now, what's the problem with this? This robot was unable to stand on its own. If you let go of it, it fell down.
うん
What's the point? Transformers, more than
Oh.
meets the eye. Who had these toys? Truthfully, I only had 2 Transformers. I never got this. Well, it's enjoyable. Can't do much with it because you're very careful. I don't want to break it. If you don't want to break it, you don't want to use it. Sort of counterintuitive. The best action figures, G.I. Joe.
おお血合い状
I was home in the summer and I took pictures of all my G.I. Joes
Oh.
30 years ago.
Wow.
G.I. Joe was awesome. Came in this box, and on the back of each box was a dossier card where it describes a person's background, gives you his name, what he's good at. If I had a dossier card, it would be like that. Why was this toy so good? My brother and I procured so many. The answer is simple. You can do everything with them. They were smaller, but here's the important part. Their arms moved. Their wrists moved. Their knees moved. You could do this. And you can take them apart. You turn them around, you have a screwdriver, you unscrew everything. And you can interswap them. Body, arms, legs, heads. This kept us amused for years. Not days, not weeks, not months, years. Each character came with guns, backpacks, knives. They fit in the hands, and they actually stayed there. You could have imaginary fights, and the weapons would actually do damage. But the thumbs were prone to breaking off. Half of my figures, they don't have any thumbs, because they just break. There were a few imitators that we also got. First one, U.S. Forces. Next one, A-Team, Captain Power. Who are these guys? I don't know. My parents wanted to save money, or my grandma, and they purchased these. Were these as good as G.I. Joe? No. Why? They broke within 2 weeks. U.S. figures lasted a few days, and then shambles. What? A-Team, they lasted 2 months, and then they broke. I love it when a plan doesn't come together. Captain Power. Apparently this was based on a TV show. I had no idea. I discovered that in the mid-2000s as well. Internet is awesome. My sister had action figures. I never played with this. This was her territory. So our parents spent money on my brother, myself, and my sister, purchasing for us these things. The Barbie action figure was about that big. Occasionally I examined Barbie, but I realized my figures were better. Why? Barbie's legs. They don't have knees. Can't do anything. The arms simply do this. No elbows. And the heads barely turn. You can't have fun with that. You're probably wondering, why did I stop playing with action figures? The answer is very simple. Nintendo.
あ
In the spring of 1990, my parents got this. From that point onward, there were no more action figures. Thank you.
あ